Let's try this again. Every time I've made this video, something's come up. But, like if you try to make a video, especially a video like this where it's just, like, talking, you can only come up with so many different ways to keep yourself interested in what you're saying, because at this point, you've said it so many times that you're just like, oh, I can't. I don't even feel like it. And sometimes that's the reason why a video doesn't go up, because it takes me so many times to cut it or like remake the video that it just ends up being not worth the effort. Let's take this from the top. I haven't made a video in a couple weeks, blah blah, because I'm busy. Last Tuesday, or actually the Tuesday before that, we had our swim team had a big banquet at the end of the season, just as a goodbye going away party, and also as a goodbye to the seniors. Although we are gonna see each other again, because you know our party was not completely finished, so we're gonna meet up again in, I don't know, in a bit of time. I'm gonna miss swim team. Like I've never known what it felt like to be part of a sports team, and you know, now that I know what that feels like, man, now I understand the camaraderie, you know, of it. And you know, I've never felt the desire to join the swim or sports team rather, but joining swim team has kind of opened my eye to, like, you know, I understand the idea of like being with a sport or like a community, like band and that type of stuff. I understand like the community aspect of that, like the tight knit close group that creates, and I'm glad to have been part of it. And you know, there's some things like oh my god, like this jacket is my favorite jacket now, just because this was proof that I was on a team, and this was proof of like all the friends that I made on swim team, and some of the people that I got to know better, like people that I knew about but didn't really hang out with, and you know, just, you know, some of my friends were already there, and I'm glad to have been part of it even for a year. I regret not joining last year, but at the same time, joining this year has kind of led me to realize, like, if I had joined halfway through the season last year, I would have been so, like, out of it. Like, I would not have been part of that. Like, you grow as a team, and you know, I would be like the adopted bastard stepchild if I had joined. It was fun. I'm gonna miss swim team. But I don't know. I'm gonna try not to say much on that, because I don't know. Part of it makes me sad, part of it makes me happy. Mostly happy. I'm glad that I got to experience it. The other thing was that same week, Thursday, Anime Club had their final tournament of the year, which was Super Smash Bros. 4, which was for Wii U and 3DS. And we played the Wii U version. That went fantastic. Our club usually averages around 10, maybe 12 players per tournament, and we would charge people $4 or $3 depending on whether or not they came with someone else or if they went there by themselves. And usually we see a profit around $30 on an average tournament, and that's all well and good, but it would have been great if we make a bunch of money off of this, because, you know, we do have plans for this money, and that is just, like, I think they used the money for Fanime this year. And God, I wish I had, like, this is the same thing where, like, I joined a lot of stuff this year that I wish I had joined last year or the years prior, because I feel like I would have had so many good memories. But I'm glad I have the memories I have now, because I used to be worse than I was before. You know, you ever get the feeling where you're friends with someone now, and you think about, like, oh man, I wish I had more time with you. You know, like, I wish that I could go back 6 years into my life and you were there in the past. But then you think about it some more, and then you realize that the person you are now is different from the person you were back then. You know, and if you were friends with them back then, your relationship would probably be vastly different. And that could be a good thing, or that could be a really bad thing. The important thing is you're living in the now. And you know, don't make any regrets. Don't make any regrets. Don't have any regrets on any decisions that you make or don't make. Live in the now. And you know, that's kind of an oxymoron, or like a hypocritical or contradictory, or whatever word you want to use for it. Basically, it does not, like, part of it doesn't make sense, because you know, don't have any regrets for things that you say or don't say. Live in the now. Part of that doesn't make sense. Basically what I'm trying to say is, like do what feels right in the moment. If you feel like saying something, go ahead and say it. But if you don't feel like saying something, that's fine. You know, try your best to muster up the courage to do something or say something. But if you never find that courage, you know, try to convince yourself, is it even worth it? Do I care about this so much that this needs to happen? And sometimes, a lot of the time, it is something that needs to happen. But you know, if it's something that you're fighting yourself with, consider not even going for it. Because I do understand decisions sometimes can be that tough, to the point where eats away at you, and that's not a good sign. And I've had multiple situations where not saying anything has eaten away at me, but I've also had a handful of situations where saying something has ruined a lot of things for me. So, you know, go with what you feel, because at the end of the day, it's not my decision that's gonna mess with your life. It's yours, and it's your life. It's what you do with it. And I hope that at some point, like in the future, that you're completely happy with the decisions you made, and that's all I can ever hope for anyone. What was I even going with this? Oh yeah, anime. Anime Club had a tournament for Smash 4, and I felt super proud of that one, because that was the tournament that I suggested. And I suggested it months in advance, and I said I wanted to handle the tournament personally. And by handle it, I mean just, you know, direct everyone. Like, I didn't actually mean, like, handle everything. You know what? This is actually worse. This lighting. But it's fine. I had the posters ready. You know, there's lots of things you have to consider when making a video, when running a tournament or running any public event. You know, like, when should you advertise, and like, how should you do it, that type of stuff. And basically, on social media, I just, like, every chance I got, I would talk about it. I would remind everyone about the rules and like entry fees and stuff like that, and when it was, everything, any information that you needed to know. And then as for actual physical posters, here, look, the posters that I made. I'm super proud of this one, because I drew this chic all by myself. Like, I had, of course, a reference picture. This isn't just a sheet that I made out of memory, but I had a reference picture, and I drew this. It was fun. And the Smash logo, I kind of cheated. I put the piece of paper on the tablet, and I traced over it a bit, but I refined it by hand. Like, I did this by myself, basically. Like, you know, like, you can see it's, like, kind of not perfect. That's because I did a majority of the work by hand. The flames were by hand as well, so there's that, if there's anything. And you see, look how tasteful this is. Anime Club presents Super Smash Bros. Tournament. Hell yeah. So, we had that. That was lots of fun. Anime Club averages around 10 or 12 people showing up. And that's what I was hoping for. I said, if we can get 16 people to show up, that's going to be 8 matches, right? That's going to take us a bit of time. It's going to take us around close to an hour for the first round. It should not be too much trouble. And then we can have 4 rounds, and we can get out of there really quickly. And we usually plan these tournaments on a Wednesday because we get out an hour earlier. So that means we can get everyone in and out of the tournament an hour earlier. But something came up and we had to have the tournament on Thursday. Meaning that not only did we get out an hour later, which instead of 2 o'clock on Wednesday, we had to leave at 3 o'clock on a Thursday. A lot of people were more free on a Thursday because lots of people had other stuff they needed to do on a Wednesday. Because guess what? Wednesday is an early day, so lots of people plan things on a Wednesday. So on Thursday, we had more people show up. And I wanted at least 16 people to show up. What ended up happening was 28 people signed up for the tournament. And I looked at the roll sheet because like I said I'm the treasurer, so I sit there at the table with the money. And I sit there at the table with a piece of paper, and I write down the list of people's names, and I go, alright, everyone form a line, give me your money, and give me your name, blah, 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 right? And I realize the numbers that I'm writing keep going up way past the number that I expected them to go. And we ended up getting 27 people signed up, and I said, I need 28 to make the brackets even. And, it took too long, so I ended up signing up for myself, and I paid, so I count. But other than me, 27 people showed up, and you know we had an audience. We had a small audience because entry to just watch was free, and I feel like that's a distinctive change from the past years because I remember some signs for tournaments last year, and entry fee to watch was like $5, and like it's a bit insane, and. So I joined Anime Club this year, and I said I wanted to make some changes because I wanted people to get into it, and I did my best. And people didn't show up for meetings, but people did show up for tournaments, and that's all I want. And it's another deal with like same thing with like swim team, where a lot of the people in this team or club are seniors, so I don't know what's gonna happen at Anime Club and swim team. You know. There's a good group of them are like not graduating yet, so there's gonna be at least half the team from last year come in return, and I hope that they can recruit some other people. But what's gonna happen to Anime Club? It was me and 2 other seniors manning the whole thing, and almost every single person in the group was seniors. And I tried to get this freshman to show up so that he can see how the tournaments work and maybe he can reinvigorate Anime Club, but I don't know, you know? I think, like, this was the golden age of Anime Club, and I don't know if we're gonna see that again, but hopefully, we get to come back and just see how things work and maybe give some pointers. I'm not gonna sit there and hold their hand, but I will give them some pointers on how to, you know, because there are lots of people that are into anime. And, you know, all it takes is someone to run it. All it takes is for someone to step up and run the thing. And that should be fine. Because there's lots of nerds out there that can run this thing. Like, you know, I'm proud to be the nerd to garner at least, like, that was a huge amount of people. Like, oh man, I'm so proud of that. Because that was my baby, the Smash 4 tournament. Like, it wasn't my singular effort. Like, it was just in charge of yelling at everyone, basically. That was my job. I mean, I did posters, sure, but basically my job was just to make sure that I knew what everyone was doing, and everyone had to report back to me because I wanted, like, Smash 4 was my tournament. So we did that, and then last week not much really happened. We had Memorial Day weekend, and that was actually when I was supposed to make this video, because I said, wow, it's a bit of time, lots of things have happened, but then I realized I forgot about all the things that happened. I don't know if I actually talked about prom. That's how far away I made the video. Prom was okay. So we had Memorial Day weekend, and I spent a lot of that writing papers, because our government teacher had to just assign a project to us, and we had to we had to explain a standard in the economics book. And it was our own choice, So that was pretty great. And the team that I was paired up with was not really all that responsive, to be honest. There was one person that was responding to everyone, and she was clearly team leader, and I'm glad I got paired up with her because she's one of the smartest people that I know. She's one of the I've had conversations about this person, and all we've ever done is just talked about how awesome she is, because and that sounds really like pandering, but it's true, because like sometimes I remember just having conversations like, man, she's like really cool, it's kind of unfair. Maybe it is. No, it's not. She works for her stuff, and I can see that. And being paired up in a team with her, I can see that, you know, she really is, you know, there is substance there, because a lot of people just go, yeah, I do all this work, and they don't know what they're doing, like me. But she knows her stuff, and she knows what she's looking for. So she did a bulk of the project. And we were supposed to do, we were all supposed to each find a media article by ourselves for every person in the group. So we had 4 people in our group, so we had to find 4 media articles in total. What ended up happening was the girl I was talking to, the leader. I was trying to find an adjective, and I don't know why I said the word big. Like big boss, I think I was trying to say. But yeah, group leader did a lot of the work, and she was really the only person I was talking to the entire time, the entire weekend. And I ended up finding media articles for her, so I did my part. And we never heard back from this guy until everything was already turned in and done. So I don't know. I don't know about him. But that was a majority of my weekend. And then today's Tuesday, because Memorial Day weekend we had Friday and Monday off. Oh, something that I did over the weekend. My sister upgraded her PS4 to a 1 terabyte hard drive, which means I lost all my save files, because the online storage thing only works if you have PlayStation Plus, and I don't really care for PlayStation Plus, so I never really registered. So all my save files are on the 500 gigabyte hard drive that I don't think is ever going to get reinstalled onto the PS4 ever. So I'm just going to have to deal with it and replay all my games. Not like I played a lot of games on the PS4. It was just Assassin's Creed 4 and Life is Strange. And, you know, I had the choice. I was like, should I just continue Life is Strange, because episode 3 had just come out? Should I just continue that, or should I... Yes, you know, that's awful now. Should I just redo Life is Strange, or should I play Black Flag again? And I just decided to play Black Flag again, because pirates are awesome. So that was my weekend. I didn't get far into Black Flag, and I didn't even start on Life is Strange. I was supposed to do that today, but I'm going to do that later. Today, just more senior pandering. We had a big farewell rally, just like, oh, goodbye, seniors, goodbye. I didn't take a lot of photos. We didn't have a lot of rallies this year, which was kind of sad for the seniors, because, you know, it's finally our year. This is finally the time that rallies matter to us, and they start to cut it. We had 3 rallies this year. We used to have at least 5, and barely. I don't remember when our last rally was. I remember the first one, because we had balloons, and I got this really nice picture of, like, the crowd cheering, and this person's hand right in the middle, like, yeah. I think it was my friend who was involved with a very specific Japanese ball in a cup toy that I'm really it's fine. Yeah, I really like that picture a lot. I didn't get to take a lot of pictures this time, but yeah, lots of fun. Swim team went up. Swim team represent, because it was a spring sport, and so we got to present our names and talk about swim team, and that was fun. Later on, I'm planning to stay up all night, because tomorrow is this thing? Grad Night. I don't know if that's actually gonna be backwards on the recording, but in case you couldn't read backwards, it said Grad Night. We're leaving for Grad Night, and that's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be 3 days. We're going to Disneyland. Should be funsies. And this is basically my video before we leave. And I packed my bags. Here, I'll show you what my bag looks like. Let's turn on more lights in my room. Actually, more than not at all. Here's my bag. There it is. Oh, that's also hard to see because of the quality of the camera. See that? This big stroller thing. It's actually not that heavy, but it does come with a thing just in case. So, yeah. I was trying to pack light. So like, the stuff that's in here, I know it looks really big, could actually fit in this bag. And it's just a single strap over the shoulder backpack, and that was my original plan, but I was told to move it. Oh, now it's super dark. I was told to move it into the big suitcase thing, which I'm fine with. I don't mind that at all, but I don't want to be carrying that stuff all day, so I'm glad that it has wheels. I hope that's not going to be a hassle. Anyway, that's pretty much the summary of events, of stuff that is going on with me outside of myself. I don't know what that is. I don't know what I'm drinking. It's fruit. It's like a fruit smoothie. Anyway, I think that's apple skin. It feels like apple skin, but it feels weird. Internally, I could be doing better, but everyone could be doing better internally. Just gotta keep pressing on, I guess. And that's the moral of life. I guess, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm just trying to run the time. Anyways, that's my big extra long video. I know I said I was going to try to make these videos shorter, but I've given up on the fact that these videos are going to be any shorter than 40 minutes. So, anywho, I'm going to be back in 3 days, and maybe I'll make a video then. Until then, I'm going to go finish packing. Peace out.